Welcome to the Splash 2024 Black Diamond Advisory YouTube podcast. My name is Cameron Lackpour, and I have with me as my co-host,
Ashwin, Manthena.
And we're delighted to have as our very special guest,
Jerri Ciambriello.
So, Jerri, in the chat before this, you were somewhat surprised that this is on video.
I was, yes.
As opposed to just an audio podcast.
Yep.
Thank you so much for coming.
No problem.
Could you talk a little bit about who you are and what your role is with OneStream?
So I am the Director of Financial Systems and Reporting at Hubble Incorporated in Shelton, Connecticut. That's where we're headquartered. We are a global company. And I've been in this CPM space for more years than I want to say, so a long time. I started with enterprise. So
of course, Hyperion Enterprise.
don't do the math on that one either. So I've been doing this a long time. So by trade, I'm an accountant. Very early in my career, got into systems. So this is a space I love. It's a good little program.
What tools did you use other than Enterprise? I
than-
want to see if we're the same age or not. Because I extracted data from Enterprise.
Okay, so hold on a second. I wasn't going to go this way, but I started with microcontrol.
I remember that. The predecessor, right, to
The
Enterprise.
DOS booting up of microcontrol. Yeah, pre-Windows. So yeah, it's been a long time.
Did you stay in the Oracle Hyperion space? Did you then go to HFM, or were you doing planning?
We did.
in that
We
space?
did. We went from microcontrol to enterprise to HFM, and Hyperion planning. We use that as well. Gotcha. Different companies along the way.
Of course. Yep. So your system today, what does your OneStream application do for your firm?
Okay, so currently right now we're doing consolidations, and we also do budgeting and planning, forecasting, hoping in the future to get to like long-range plan, strategic plan. Gotcha. That's in the roadmap. Gotcha. It's been working pretty good for us. We're very
glad
happy.
to hear that.
We've been live since August of 22 with planning, and January of 23 with consolidations.
Gotcha. So I should mention that Ashwin, you worked on their implementation. So this is your chance to publicly quiz the consultant, and this is your chance to publicly quiz the client.
Yeah. So Jerri, it's been an interesting journey for me at Hubble, because the story at Hubble was they've been through multiple CPM implementations. You've been through OneStream implementations. I would like to hear from you what was different, with the new implementation we did with planning and budgeting.
Yes. Okay. So can I give backstory a little bit? When we first purchased OneStream, it was in the pandemic.
Oh, yes.
Right. So we were very slow to design and get on board with going live. We were supposed to go live in 21. But we divested ourselves of a very large portion of our business. So we basically lifted and shifted our application from HFM into OneStream. We didn't really take into consideration, we didn't use extensibility. And it was kind of clunky when it started. Great for consolidations, but for planning and forecasting, it wasn't very good. Because we were basically just loading Excel spreadsheets. So we were just kind of using OneStream as like a data repository, basically. So what we then did is I was introduced to the Black Diamond folks at Splash in San Antonio. So reached out to them because I thought their accordion forecasting was really cool. And that's when we engaged with Ashwin and Melissa to do a little bit of an enhancement on our application.
This is Melissa McAdams.
Yes, correct.
She's great.
So, we call it an enhancement, but we overhauled it big time, especially on the planning side. Consolidations are consolidations, it's hard to get it wrong. But planning, we really did a big deep dive, and we're doing some driver-based forecasting now. I'm very excited about it. My manager and our CFO is very excited about it. We struggle with forecast accuracy, so we're hoping this is going to lead into some better insight into the business.
When your initial contact with Black Diamond, was it through the booth?
Yes, it 100%
was. I have to tell you, I am somewhat skeptical about the value of having a fantastically huge booth and all the effort. Apparently, I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, that's what it was. And and it was funny because in San Antonio, it was geared towards gambling. Like we were gambling at your booth. which you would think that we would have done that here, but we're not gambling this year.
Maybe the casinos don't.
Maybe. That could be. I didn't think.
I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. You're right. Yeah.
So I'd like to say to all of the people at BDA that spend all that money on booths.
Good job. Yeah, no, and it wasn't right away. Like, I didn't contact them right away. It was after I went back to the office and I just started thinking about all the things I had seen. It was probably, because when was it was in May, and I don't think I contacted them till maybe November.
Wow.
So it was a long time.
Okay. It was memorable then.
It was very memorable. And when I started like explaining to my manager what I had seen, he's like, can you get him in here to show us a little demo? And that's what we did. So it was
great. The accordion demo that you saw.
100%. That was it. That was it. Yeah. Yeah. And I like the idea that we're in like one scenario now instead of all these different forecast scenarios.
Yep.
It's just more manageable. And
that's the rolling part of it.
Yeah. Yep. And I think for the users, once they get in there, it's going to be better for them as well.
Interesting. Great.
They're skeptical a little bit, but change is hard.
They should be. They should be. They should have a
hard.
critical eye. I think. I mean, they'll give you good feedback that way.
For sure.
So you've been through a good amount of OneStream journey. What advice do you have for other people who will be in your shoes, like other customers? What would you like to kind of share with the audience?
All right. Well, one, pick a good implementation partner. You really should interview people because our first round, when we were first getting into this journey, we really didn't do that. And I think we kind of, I don't know if we were early adopters, but there wasn't a lot of people in that arena. So I would definitely do your due diligence there. I love working with you guys. I think that the value that you've given us has been spot on. One of the other things that I would suggest, I think really kind of scrubbing your master data, like your metadata, before like going in. And I absolutely would never do the lift and shift that I did. That was all. Because we didn't use extensibility, which is one of the biggest powerful things of OneStream. So it was, you just have to open your mind because you kind of have to think outside of what you're used to. If you're coming from another system, I guess that was my journey.
Yeah, the joke is who's the best OneStream consultant in the world, and the answer always is the second one.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah.
It's kind of like your children. Right?
Yeah,
I'm a second born, so I'm obviously biased.
I'm not. I'm a first.
I'm a first.
So yeah, I think like doing a lot of pre-work before going into design is kind of key.
Gotcha.
In my journey.
Absolutely.
Anyway. Yeah. So that was a big deal.
What's excited you most about this splash?
This one, sensible machine learning.
So it's all the AI stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't need, look, Ashwin knows. Hubble is slow to adopt change. Very slow. We're a very old company. We're like the Titanic. We can't move fast. So AI, I'm not even going there yet. I realize it's kind of connected, but I just think I want to start with some machine learning for maybe operational forecasting.
Yep.
Fantastic.
In like a small, like maybe in a plant, Ashwin.
Yeah.
A pilot.
Exactly. And that's how I want to present it to them when I go back.
It's great timing because we just went through an interview with OneStream just now with Drew Shea, who heads the ML division.
Yeah.
And he actually gave the exact advice that you just gave. Like, start small, start with something.
See that?
To go there. And it's really refreshing to see that we just had an interview with him and you said the exact same thing that he wants other customers to think like.
Well, because I think that if I tried to like shove it down their throats everywhere, everyone's going to be skeptical. If we could take one of our mid-sized plants, I don't think I'd start with a distribution center, one of our smaller to middle plants, I think that if we can get them on board with that, they're going to say like, oh, it works. Let's give it a try.
It's going to be a true transformation.
Yeah.
It's going to be a big deal.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. I really am.
Excellent. So will you come to Splash next year?
I will.
Yeah. Will you be a guest on our podcast next year?
I will.
Maybe,
I mean,
right?
this has been a great experience.
Excellent.
I was a little nervous. I'm not going to lie.
I will say that a lot of our guests are like that, and then everyone does fine. It's just something new, right? It's just something you haven't done before.
I'm a good talker, so I like to talk.
Excellent. Excellent. Do you have any questions for us?
I don't really.
Okay, we've answered every question. We must be okay consultants, right?
Oh, no, you guys are great. Yes.
Okay.
Good consultants, great consultants.
Well, thank you so much for being a guest.
Thanks for having me.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thanks, Jerri.
All right, thanks.